morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Today, I finally was able to go back to my primary office, and after Chinese New Year. And while I love my daughter immensely, you know, she is a very active young girl and doesn't give me a lot of opportunities for getting these videos done. So I'm very happy that I'm able to put one out right now. And since I'm in such a good mood because I'm able to do it, there's something I've been wanting to talk about for some time, and that's reincarnation. If you were grown up as a Christian like I was, you won't believe in reincarnation. There's some debate about why this is the case. It is said that in a number of the books of the Bible that were not adopted by mainstream Christian faith, these books are sort of like tossed to the side, while other books such as, you know, the book of Revelations, and Matthew and John, these were adopted. But there's other books, and apparently in these other books that were not mainstreamed into Western Christianity, mentions reincarnation. But that doesn't matter. The point that I'm trying to say is that I was raised in the belief that there's only one life. You come down here, you endure, and then you go up to heaven if you're a good person, or you go to hell if you're a bad person. That's what I was raised upon. However, evidence strongly suggests reincarnation is a real thing. And of course, if you've been following what I've written and said, reincarnation is the norm. If you look upon it from a consciousness point of view, it makes complete sense. If you are consciousness and you can pop yourself into a physical body, why can't you pop yourself in another physical body or another physical body and do it over and over again? Right? So reincarnation, I'm pretty much convinced that it exists, and I don't care why or what the reasonings are for people who don't really believe it. I think it's a personal matter. If you don't believe in reincarnation, that's totally okay with me. But in this case, I just want to talk a little bit about reincarnation. In particular, I want to talk about myself, because that's it. Now, those of you know, I joined Majestic. I was in the Navy, and I trained in aerospace engineering, aerospace electronics engineering, and I wanted to be a pilot, so I was in flight school, and they pulled me in Majestic. Now, one thing that I've learned is undeniable, is that Majestic had very, very advanced technology, mind-blowing technology, beyond Star Trek technology. And my other writings and videos, when I talk about I have software upgrades or hardware upgrades, all point to this fact. So what I want to talk about is reincarnation relative to the organizations that I've been part of. We'll start with the first organization. Whatever it may be, I was part of some organization or community where I decided as consciousness to inhabit this body, this one right here. That decision was made while I was part of an organization of other souls or other consciousness. consciousness is. So all of us who are inhabiting human forms right now come from some organization. You can call it Jesus, you can call it Muhammad, you can call it a group of friendly souls, you can call it whatever you may want to call it, but we all came from some organization of some type, and then we entered here. I do not think it was random. Okay? There's some organization that plucked us down in here. That's the first thing. And the reason why I say there was an organization is because I strongly remember being born. And I strongly remember entering this world line. And I strongly remember what I was said to myself over and over again, not to forget that this is going to be one hell of a great ride, one hell of a amazing life. Over and over and over I said it so I wouldn't forget it. And that's what I remembered. So we came from an organization 1. Okay? Yet, when I entered this body, and I'm walking around and on the earth like everybody else, right? Everybody else. And so I'm walking around with everybody else, and I joined the Navy, and then I joined Majestic, and I meet our benefactors. And so I joined Majestic. So that's a second organization, right? I'm in the Navy, and then I join another organization that's super top secret and all this other kind of nonsense. It's a special access program, a waived, unacknowledged special access program. So I'm in this program. So that's a second organization that I'm part of. So apparently, the first organization set up the Worldline template, the pre-birth Worldline template, that would direct me into this organization. Okay, fair enough. So I'm in a earth-bound, human-bound organization as opposed to a consciousness-bound organization. Okay, I get that. So here I am, I'm in this organization, and the first thing they want me to do is they want me to meet our benefactors and work with them. So I go into this portal, which I've discussed before, and they do some things to me. That's a third organization. This third organization. These benefactors. So these benefactors, I call them domain, but you can call them whatever you want to. This organization here is loosely tied, or perhaps one and the same as the it's independent. It's not loosely tied. It's just independent of the consciousness organization that we came from. It's independent. It's not loosely. It's independent. So I'm entering this domain now, which is a different organization. So if I was consciousness floating around in soul, and I want to enter this world line as a human, got it, right? As a human, right? And then suddenly I meet domain and I'm modified to work with domain, right? What is that process? What is that process? Well, it seems to me, it actually seems to me that process is a transformative process. I'm going from consciousness as part of a soul organization into the planet through this experience, meeting up domain, modified by them, and now I consider myself domain. It's a process. And as the commander just said, I'm not going to highlight it in red, it's somewhere in here, but as the commander just said, it's not associated with the community that it came from. why this process? Why am I extracted from this community way off here of fellow consciousnesses and then go to this domain community? What is the story? And now let's talk about reincarnation. This other community, the first community that came from, of souls and consciousness, seem to be in cycles of reincarnation over and over and over and over and over again. It seems to be. But this organization of domain is a very rigid, structured organization that doesn't have that or agree to that kind of system. They do not like reincarnation. Rather, they have walk-ins and they have temporary, periodic events. And so there you have it. For me personally, I transferred from a organization that uses reincarnation for whatever purposes they are to an organization that is dedicated to other purposes that does not use reincarnation. Okay? Now, that does not mean that I won't reincarnate again, but it just simply means that I will, if I do reincarnate again, it would be done so under the framework of domain, as a member of domain, as a participant in domain, as opposed to whatever it was that I was before, this free roaming vapor, loose association of whatever. Okay? I know the commander really wants me. So, it doesn't mean that the stuff came from is bad. But there's a lot of people and souls and consciousness out there that aren't really finding structure. And those that have reincarnated start to see some direction, whether it's helping other people or getting involved in a religious order or something. They start seeing the direction that enables them to control what happens as consciousness. And I guess maybe I'm a little too dense. I have to be part of another organization instead of doing it on my own, like a saint would or a prophet would or something like that. Now, there are people out there who are involved in other organizations, such as DM, who has contributed to the MM website. And he does lucid dreaming, and he was recruited and is a member of another organization. I have a lot of respect for him and the other organization. There are other people who have reincarnated, and they're humans, and they have abilities, that they've inherited generically from great-grandmothers and all kinds of cool stuff. They can see fairies, or they can talk to horses, or all kinds of stuff. I think that the world that we're in is a lot bigger than what we see. And purposes and reasons why we're doing things are all pieces, the individual puzzle pieces that go into something much bigger. So I want to recap a couple things before I move to the next stage. So to bring up what I'm trying to talk about is that domain is not associated with what I came from. I joined it. I volunteered for it. I entered it. Just like DM in his lucid dreaming entered another organization. So once we come here, it's a process. Now there are those of you who are out there, and I strongly suggest that you too should consider that your life right now is part of a process. Maybe you're going to enter another organization like I did with Domain, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just going to go forth with your own knowledge. But some of you out there don't need another organization. Some of you out there, on your own gut instinct and abilities, can do it on your own. You're cantankerous enough. You're aggressive enough. You are so sick and tired of being sick and tired that you will just do it on your own. And that is your path. So, this reincarnation, this bit about reincarnation, is an element of a transformative event that consists of other transformative events, some of which are reincarnation, some of which are others. And it's a big subject, and I'm going to talk more about this, but this particular video is to discuss the purpose of why we're here. And I like to believe that we left one loose organization to go through a transformative bridge to another organization. And in that transformative bridge, we pick up knowledge, skills, and abilities for the next stage of our existence. I hope this helped everybody. I hope it makes some sense to some of you guys. And I hope you get something from it. And always be the best you can be. Some days will be not so good. Some days you will be the best you can be. Just always strive to ride that curve. Go a little bit extra mile to the best of your abilities at that time. Don't judge yourself against the impossible. Just to the best of your abilities. Do your best. And the world will shine on you. And with that, people, take care. Know I believe in you. Bye-bye.
用兵马从生物和感知做鬼将，抖落一身红尘土，那大战未央。塞外一无葫芦，用神荡气回肠。中下城府的将军剑，自被六合地豪气飞扬。千年深藏于千处万马，何人以那一气风发？速速小镇空流马一参加。无地灵是地灵驻扎，手阴阳断打，跨越山河的变迁，一个巨佛平定天下。沧海桑田皆是过往云烟，黄土封住了大势，轻轻掩盖了定义上青天。滔突万流千秋，得传幸甚至在。万将一朝出世，尽显英雄气概。
了千秋，今人尽为天下气藏。在幽冥中流浪，绝世无双。苦力万载，又在带领赴沙场。与子同堂，征战八方。
话说不必小心，遥望远方，心不在焉。私家人念旧香，却在月下无言。弓箭是回吻，雕骨怒是深渊。奈何光一逝，岁月在拨弄神仙。骑兵潇洒自如，策马怒发冲冠。敌不过是锦衣兵。